everybody, it's Cindy A. Lewis. Welcome to Crafting Therapy. Okay, so today we're going to take a mailer and we're going to make it into a fun junk journal. So we made a big ephemera folder mailer and that turned out beautifully. So now we're going to make a foldable mailer junk journal, and you can stuff all kinds of fun stuff in it. Ephemera, papers, whatever you'd like. You could give it as a gift or just enjoy making it yourself. So let's get started in this and you're gonna have a great time with it. All right, so to make a mailer, you're just gonna need either a manila envelope. This is, I believe this is a 10 by 13, or I'll tell you just a minute. I should have measured it, but I didn't. So it's a 9 by 12. This one is a 9 by 12. I have some 10 by 13s over there that are white also, so I thought maybe I'd grab that one. All right, so we're gonna make a junk journal folio with a mailer, the 9 by 12 mailer. So you have, the first thing you need to do basically is you're gonna need some, oh, I've got glue all over me. You're gonna need some glue. You're gonna need your papers. You'll probably want a couple of buttons and some kind of twine. And I would use a ruler just because it's easier to tear your file folders than it is to cut them with a trimmer or even scissors. So I've got my ruler here. I've also got my space here, so I want to make sure I'm where you can see. I've chosen this Sea Land scrapbooking paper by Stamperia. It's really pretty, and there's got some different beautiful designs in here, and I thought this would be really fun to use. So I'm going to take these papers out and decide what we want, and then we'll prepare our envelope, and then we'll get to work on it. So this paper is just beautiful, and I want you to see the insides. It's just gorgeous papers. My dad loved sailing ships, so I might lean towards that. I love the compass, love this wood. These are beautiful also. It's almost like steampunk papers. Really pretty, love that blue. So you just have to decide. I love this lighthouse, but that's not gonna fit really. And then it gives you some cards or tags you can cut to go with your design. And look, the voice of the sea speaks the soul. Speaks the soul. Voice of the sea speaks the soul. I would think it would need to speak to the soul, but anyway, that's just me. All right. So I guess that's what it's supposed to be. So what we're gonna do is use a couple of sheets of paper. We may use more, maybe use 3. So what we need first is you're gonna decide how you want your folio to fold. Now, I'm gonna have mine fold in half, okay, like this. You could fold it at 3/4 if you wanted to. I'm gonna fold mine in half. And I also want mine to have a pocket already in here. Now I could just tear it like this, or what I'm gonna do is actually, I'm gonna tear it with my ruler here, and I'm just going to gently tear it this way. Let's pull this off first. So I'm just gonna go in here and pull this top off. There we go. So I just used my ruler to do that. Now it's gonna be easier for me to tear this here. Now, so now I have a pocket here. And then I'm going to create a pocket with paper down here. All right. So what I have automatically is a pocket. And I'm going to fold it in half. And then that will be great. So I'm going to seal this down after we add the paper. But I want you to know for mine, this is like this. This is on a, adhesive under there. If you don't have that, you would probably want to be careful of your brad. All right, so let me show you this and this one. I'm just gonna fold it and show you. So we're gonna cover not only the inside, but also the outside, okay? And if you want to You can also put paper in the back. I wouldn't fill the whole back just because you're not going to be able to see that paper. So I'm going to cut this paper to fit inside there. So let's do that. Let's see how far down do we want that paper to go inside this pocket here. So I'm just going to look. Let's do 4 inches. I want to be above this sailboat. So what's 4 inches? About right here. So let's do that. Now I'm just going to tear it because I want that torn look, right? All right. And if it's not exactly straight, that's okay too. I'm just holding my ruler down and tearing my paper slowly. All right. Now this is a 9 by 12, so let's see, this should fit in here. And it fits perfectly. Got my drink right here. I love the vintage look, and I don't really want to, I want to add the brown vintage look. So I'm vintagizing it, and I'm just going to vintagize what I can see. Now you could add blues, greens, whatever color scheme you're doing. We're going to go with this brown look. Okay. And this is called a vintage photo. All right. So I'm going to put this in here like this. So then when this folds over, we can cover this, right? Okay. So first I need to glue that down. And let me get some glue. All right. So you ready? And I hope you're doing this along with me. It's just few sheets of paper and then you fill it however you want. I am going to show you how to make a few extra things to go with it, which will be fun as well. All right, so we're just going to put this in here. I want this to go about to that edge. Now with this, we're going to bring it up, and we're going to have to trim that as well a little bit. Now let's do this. We're going to make another pocket. So let's go here. And for this design, I am going to go right in between that seagull and the ship. We're going to make another pocket underneath it. So we're just going to put this one here. Let's glue it about right there. Let's bring it all the way over to the edge and glue this down. All right. I saw somebody talking about how does you glue? Do you go around the edges, or do you do that? That's what I do. I do the edges and that. I do both. Okay, so we're going to pull that up. All right, so you want to be careful not to glue your pocket closed. So I'll make sure we don't do that. And then a little glue got on there, so I want to pull that off. All right, the next thing that I want to show you is we're going to create pockets down here. So we're just going to take our glue and go around the edges here. And this is going to be another pocket. And I forgot my blending, so we got to blend it. Okay, we're ready. Now we're going to put this at the bottom and line it up with the side there. Then you have your other pocket. Now I may have to trim this a little bit just to get this to close, but it's okay. Now this piece right here, I think I'm going to cut that off. And just carefully do it. I don't like how it looks. There we go. All right, and then we can take a piece that we cut off and put there. All right, so we've got our pocket here and our pocket here, and this is going to help our with our closure for our journal. So we need to cut piece that will fit on that. So I'm just going to take this piece right here and I'm going to lay it against this piece, and I'm going to trace around it, and then I'm going to cut this one out. All right, so this piece is going to just be glued on right here, and you could actually leave that open if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to seal that so that it holds my other pockets in place better. So I'm just going to glue this onto here. And that'll look really good. So then I'm just going to seal this, and I'm going to put a little extra to make sure that it seals completely. So you can do it how you want to. Okay. All right. So now my journal has this pocket here and this pocket here, but we're gonna put closure here and fold it. So we want to turn it over, and we do want to put something on the back. Now you could use the same piece that you cut out with if you wanted to, or I'm gonna pick a different piece because I want the whole back to be covered with the same piece, and I think this piece would do. All right. So this will be a good piece here for this back. Now remember, this is a 9 by 12, so I just need to trim it up here. I hate to lose that I hate to lose that piece, but it's okay. I mean, have you ever bought papers that you just love so much you didn't want to use them up? Well, that's me. I tend to do that. So I'm going to Vintagize this around the edges. All right, so I've got my paper on the back. I've got my papers in the front. These are some pockets. This one needs to seal. I didn't seal this one. So I'm going to put some double stick tape here. Actually, I'm just going to put a thing of glue right here so that this one seals. It'll take a minute. All right. Now, you want to fold your journal in half. So we're going to fold it in half. And we need to give it a good crease. So just folding it like this is really not enough. So you want to take a pencil, if you have a bone folder, something that's not going to cut into it. Your ruler might cut into it, but you just want to have that ability to close. So I have this piece of fabric, sort of a thick fabric, and I have this ship that I really like, and I have navigation. So that's what I'm going to glue on here, and I'm just going to leave this as it is, kind of rough around the edges. It can fray if it wants to. I don't care, because I want it to look sort of old, and I'm going to put it kind of at an angle. And then I'm going to go around the edges with this vintage photo ink. So I want to add that look to it, and dirty, grungy kind of distress look to that. And then this is going to go on here. I think I'll do it kind of straight up. And then we'll put some stuff on the inside. There we go. And then I have this navigation too. You can't really see ink on it, but I'll put some anyway. And then I think we'll just have that kind of go over a little bit. This is the front of this journal out of a folder. Now, if you want to add some papers in here, we could do that. I could show you how to do that real quickly. So this is working, and the glue is coming together on that. Okay. All right. let me show you how to add some papers to this journal. Before I do that, I want to put a ring fastener on the front here, right here, right there. So I'm just gonna take my crocodile real quick. You've seen this before, and we're just gonna punch a hole, and it doesn't have to be a certain area. I kind of know where I want it, so I'm just gonna punch through that. Really simple. Makes me a little hole. Then I'm gonna take some glue, put on here on the inside and the outside. So I'm gonna do both, and I'm gonna take this ring fastener. This is what I use on a lot of my journals to hold my tassels, but this is gonna hold, so we're gonna have to cover it up on the inside. This is gonna hold my little tab here, which is gonna go here and hang down. So I think that's gonna look cool. And we're gonna let this dry a little bit. So while that's drying, I just wanna show you, it's the same premise that we do with regular junk journals. As you just take your papers that you want to sew in, and you have your, you know, your graph paper, cut the size of your journal or your papers, your signatures, and you're gonna hold it in place with a clip, some kind of clip. I'm just gonna use this one, and we're just gonna fold it, make sure that's in the middle. And then wherever that middle is, that's where we're gonna punch the holes to go. So we want the holes to go right through that middle. So I'm gonna take an old book and right through that middle. I'm gonna punch a hole with my awl in the middle. Make sure we get those as close as we can. Honestly, it's not a huge deal because we're just doing the one signature. But then we also want to do that. Oh, did pretty good. We also want to do that here. Now this is also 9 inches, but my measurement is a little bit different. So I do want to make sure that I get this right in the center of that fold to add these papers. So I want to be able to write in this journal too, or whoever gets this journal. So that's why I want to add the papers. Now I like to add papers that don't necessarily have lines that go the way that you want them to go. You know, like if you were writing, because we fold them in half, and then we, you know, they would be going vertically instead of horizontally, and nobody really writes vertically over here. So I'll make sure we get these in the right place. All right, so now we punched holes in both here and on the papers. So we just need to line those up, and then we'll sew them in. You can see where the holes are. Now to do that, we do want to hold our paper. You want to watch that glue. Let me go ahead and cover that before we get anything stuck in it. All right, paper clips are your friends. Line up your holes. Okay, and then you're going to want to clip down your paper so it's like an extra hand holding them in place for you. We're going to do a quick pamphlet stitch for this, just to stick these papers in there. These would be like a signature, one signature. They're not decorative pages, they're just plain papers for writing. And I'm going to go ahead and do 4. I do 3.5 usually, or a little more, just because I like to make sure I have plenty of thread. This is wax thread and a large deco needle. I'll show you. The eye is really large, so it's really helpful to get that in. All right, so to do your pamphlet stitch, you're going to go down in the middle hole first. So we want to make sure we line up, pull that through. Really simple. And all we're going to do with this tail is hold it in place with a piece of washi. because we do want to make sure that this gets tightly in place. So we're going to go through this hole here and make sure we go through that hole. So we come back and you have your stitch there. Then we're going to pull this down and go through the bottom hole. I'm going to make sure it goes out the hole here that we lined up with. Perfect. And we're just going to pull that tightly there. You can see your tail is hanging here. And then you're just going to go back through this center hole. And you want to come in on this other side. So there we go. Pull that stitch. Now, the key here is tightness. So see, that loosened up for me. So I need to make sure I get that tight. I need to pull that tight. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to cut this off here. I am going to give it another tight pull. And this thread needs to be between these two tails. So I'm just going to tie that off. Now, put a little glue, just a little dab-a-doo-ya, and tie it again. And junk journals, these threads usually just are left hanging. They can be as long or as short as you like them to be. All right, so now our journal has not only pockets, but it also has papers in it to write and decorate. So now I have this front pocket here, have a pocket here, the back, have a pocket here, and a pocket here. So now this journal is coming together. Now I found this key tag in some of my stuff, and so I wanted to put it on that jump ring or that ring, and I didn't I'm thinking, how can I put that on there? So I'm just going to hang it here, and I may put something on it, like an initial or something. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. All right, so I cut a few pieces of the papers from, I might go there better. The tags. I'll just put a tag here, here. Of course, you could put this one here. And these are from the actual paper pad. And then I've got this. I added a charm here, which is cool. Cool. All right. Now, I did want to show you how to make a little notebook that you could put in for notes. And I'm just going to go around the edges here. This is a, let's see, what did we do? We did 2.5, or let's see, let me make sure what I got. Yeah, 2.5 by 8. This will be the cover. Then I've got 2.5 and by 1 inch. Okay, so that's going to be the top to hold our papers together. Then I have these little papers that are from one of my folios. Now, both sides are not vintagized, so I would have to go over those, but I'm not going to take the time to do that now. If you would like the freebie, it's on my website, so just go over there and get it. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. It's just for your personal use. All right, so I'm going to take these pieces and put them inside here. Right, and then I'm going to fold this one in half like this, and then we're going to put it right here at the top. Make sure my papers are all down to the end, and I'm just going to staple it twice like this. Now I think this needs something on the front of it, and it needs to go with the theme. So it's a shore theme. That works for me, but it needs some aging to it. So we get a little vintagizing going on. That's what I call it. So we'll just put that there. And then inside here, you could write notes and all kinds of fun stuff. So that's fun. And you can just stick that here as well. Then you can make as many little any kind of ephemera, anything else you want to go in here. And then decorate your papers how you want. So right here I have a little rub-on of some shells. I wouldn't use all the colors for this theme, but this one is from Dollar Tree. And to do a rub-on, you just cut out the piece that you want. So I'm just going to pick one, let's go with this green right here. So I'm just going to, now you want the whole plastic and everything. I'm just going to pull that. There. All right, so then you decide how you want your shell or whatever to be on there. So you pull that backing off right there. Let's just put it like that, okay? And then to rub it on, you just need like a popsicle stick or something that you can use to rub that image onto your, whatever your project page is, your card, whatever. And all you have to do is just check it to see if it's on there or not. And it just comes on like that. And it's the coolest thing. I really love using rub-ons. So I don't think the purple goes, but we could do one more. We could do this seashell here. So we'll just cut this out real quick and I'll show you. Then just decorate your papers however you want. Let's just put this one here in the middle. We'll just put it here at the bottom as well. Just easy. And just rub it in. Now, popsicle stick, any kind of craft stick, anything that's not gonna write on your page. This is just a bone folder. So I just want to make sure that that's on. If it's not on all the way, then I can tell. But it's very cool, and it's even cooler than a sticker. So anyway, that is how to create your envelope, mailer, journal. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this craft and this journal making. So happy Saturday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.